Anyway, for those of you out there who don't speak Cinco, Eddie goes back to his office and talks to Baby Herman, who tells him that the only reason Acme was killed was because his will would leave Toontown to the Toons. Later, Eddie manages to confirm this but ultimately decides that it's not his problem and goes to sleep. So Roger breaks into Eddie's office and tries to prove his innocence, saying that all he did was write his wife a love letter. Eddie tries to kick him out, but ultimately the two end up being handcuffed together. Eventually, Eddie decides to be nice and hides Roger from the Toon Patrol by hiding him in his sink.
Didn't I do that to you once?
Yes, you did.
Sorry, Lenny.
So Eddie hides Roger at the bar and goes back to his office, where he meets Jessica, who tells him that Maroon wanted to blackmail Acme and she was forced into doing it. As if we're really gonna buy that.
I couldn't make that happen. I'd do anything for my husband, Mr. Valiant. Anything.
I'm suddenly inclined to believe her. So after literally being caught with his pants down, they go back to the bar and find that Roger's blown his cover, and the Doom has found him and ready to dip the rabbit. They seem to be in quite a jam here. Oh well, Chekhov's gone away!
That means I do!
Alright, so that doesn't happen. The two manage to escape and we get into a car chase, which my words can't possibly do justice. This is the kind of thing you really just have to watch for yourself and see what a masterpiece it is. After the car chase, the two end up hiding in a movie theater and Roger finally asks just why he hates Toon so much.
What could have possibly happened to you to turn you into such a sourpuss?
The Toon killed my brother. We're investigating a robbery at the First National Bank of Toontown. He got the drop on us. Literally. Dropped the piano on us from 15 stories. Said he never made it. All I remember was him standing over me laughing. With those burning red eyes. And that high squeaky voice.
With those kind of clues, the killer of Eddie's brother should be obvious to you guys. Red Lantern Mickey Mouse. So Eddie gets a clue that Maroon is connected to Cloverleaf and goes to confront him, and learns that Jessica was actually telling the truth.
Unless Acme's will shows by midnight tonight, Toontown's gonna be live with a freak.
I think his mate saw me.
Eddie then catches Jessica fleeing the scene and begins to chase her. He chases her all the way to the place he said he would never return to, Toontown, and goes in to face his demons. So anyway, this is Toontown, the place where all Toons live. In hindsight, this sequence is really mostly padding, but it's well done padding. It's amazing to just sit back and watch this. And we even get to see Bugs and Mickey share the screen for the first time. Anyway, getting back to the plot, Eddie nearly gets murdered, but Jessica saves him, informing him that the one that killed RK Maroon was actually Judge Doom. Yeah. Surprised? Well, yes. I know what you want us to point out. Yeah. I know exactly what you're waiting for us to point out. But no, we're not going to point it out. Why? Because we like messing with expectations. Next scene.
We searched Valiant, boss. The will ain't on him.
Then frisk the woman! I'll handle this one.
Nice booby trap.
Amazing. A booby trap that actually catches boobies.
So Doom finally reveals his evil plan, to wipe Toontown off the face of the earth with a giant dip tank. He also reveals that he's behind the company Cloverleaf, so he was buying up all the public transportation in order to make way for a freeway. Without any public transportation, people would be forced to drive on the new freeway. So Roger tries to burst in to save the day, but it goes about as well as you would expect it to. And he and Jessica get strung up like a piñata. Ultimately, Eddie decides to embrace his inner Toon and put on a performance to make the Weasels laugh to death. But during all of this, one of the Weasels ends up activating the dip cannon. Eddie goes to try and save Roger and Jessica, but Doom stands in his way.
Wicked witch cry, and although
after a battle, Doom actually ends up getting rather brutally crushed by a steamroller. But he ends up living through it, and reveals that he's actually a Toon, and not just a Toon, the exact same Toon who killed Eddie's brother all those years ago.
Whoa, what are the odds? No, really, what are the odds?
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the darkest death ever! Jeez! I mean, we all saw this death coming a mile away, but, like, you actually see the life leave his eyes! That's terrifying! Anyway, Jessica and Roger are freed, and Roger is proven innocent of the murder of Marvin Acme. But wait, there's still the matter of the will.
What's that? What is that?
It's Ink. That goof Acme squirted me with some the other night. Why it's coming out now, I don't know.
Here's your answer, Eddie. Acme disappearing, reappearing ink.
Roger, that love letter you wrote to your wife in the Ink and Paint Club, why don't you read it to her now?
Sure, Eddie. Dear Jessica, how do I love thee? Let me count the ways. I'm Marvin Acme, of sound mind and body. It's the will.
That's actually really clever.
Yeah, that's all, folks. I like the sound of that. Yeah, that's all, folks.
Well, everyone, that's Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Yeah, sorry if this one isn't exactly that hilarious, but it's just really hard to make fun of a movie like this. The characters are great, the story is great, and the animation is absolutely flawless. I can't really complain about it. I mean, aside from my little thing in the beginning, and I guess that little bit about the villain being screamingly obvious. But you could also say that because the villain is a Toon, they don't have to be subtle. Even if you despise the story, this movie is worth checking out just to see the different cameos in this thing. It's amazing to see how many rival companies can come together to bring us something so memorable. Overall, this movie is just amazing to watch, and it just simply has to be seen to be believed.
Well, everyone, that's our review. I'm Lenny, she's Shinko, and this has been our review of Who Framed Roger Rabbit. See ya! Shinko, did you see that? The piano almost hit me!
Who did that?
Who'd try and drop a piano on me? I haven't done anything to anybody. Well, not recently.